there, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us on another interesting edition of the Medley Show. My name is Tochi, and as always, I will be your host for the next 1 hour. So if you're here, you know it's Medley o'clock, therefore it is fun o'clock. It's time to have the most amazing 1 hour of your life. We always bring you great content and great conversation. But before we get into all that, let me, treat you to some great music. Mecca is standing by and is going to treat us to something really, really nice to set the tone for the conversation today. Mecca is over to you.
I'm only human with feelings, asking for a chance to hold you. When you hold me closer to you, I feel brand new. Home is where you are, so take my hand, don't let me go. Would you stay here and hold me still? Don't let me go. In your arms I'm home. Home. It is no secret, I want you more than anything in this world. You complete me, I find you easy to love. When I'm in your arms, your soul becomes my soul. So take my hand, don't let me go. Would you stay here and hold me still? Don't let me go. In your arms I'm home. 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 I'm only human with feelings, asking for a chance to hold you close.
That was the amazing Mecca, people. And just like he said, we hold you close, our amazing audience. So now let's get right into what we have served for you today. So I'll take you back a little bit, yeah? There was a time when a young person's biggest goal was to graduate, get a good job, and slowly build a life, That was how we were raised. Today, that story has changed. A university student might be attending lectures in the morning, running a fashion brand in the afternoon, and creating content at night, replying to customers even before going to bed. So some call it ambition, some call it survival, others call it pressure. Somewhere between chasing dreams and paying bills, hustle has suddenly become more than something young people do. It has become part of who we are. So on the Medley Show today, we're asking a somewhat difficult question, a bit concerning also. Is this generation becoming stronger because of the hustle, or are they quietly becoming more exhausted? Are we building resilient young people, or are we raising an exhausted generation? That will be our conversation today on The Medley Show. Welcome to the show again. My name is Sochi, as I said earlier, but right now let's take you straight to our world of entertainment, where we bring you up to speed with what's trending in the world of entertainment. BuzzFeed is up next.
On BuzzFeed this week, Marvel and Sony Spider-Man Brand New Day is proving that superhero fatigue may have been greatly exaggerated. The film has smashed records across the globe, delivering the biggest opening weekend ever in the United States and Canada with an incredible $360 million, overtaking Avengers Endgame. Worldwide, it has greatly earned over $930 million in just its opening weekend. The excitement isn't limited to North America. In Nigeria, the movie set a new all-time preview record, earning 120.4 million naira before its nationwide release, the biggest preview opening ever recorded in the country. Looks like Peter Parker is still everyone's favorite superhero. One of Nigeria's favorite online couples, Pella and Jarvis, have officially tied the knot traditionally. The colorful ceremony attracted family, friends, celebrities, and thousands of fans online, with social media flooded by photos and videos of the couple in elegant traditional attire. From the emotional entrance to the family blessings and glamorous outfits, #Japel 2026 quickly became one of Nigeria's biggest trending topics. Congratulations to the newest Mr. and Mrs. Week 1 inside the Big Brother house has already delivered drama. Sheba is the first female head of house. Flora and Aiko emerging as the Gambits. Abby and Flora's rivalry continuing to spark heated arguments. Temi and Kim trying to mend relationships after early conflicts. Strategy becoming more individual as housemates prepare for the first eviction show. It's only 1 week, but alliances are forming and tensions are already rising. Team Nigeria has wrapped up the 2026 Commonwealth Games in impressive fashion. Nigeria finished 7th overall on the final medal table and emerged as Africa's highest ranked nation, winning 24 medals, 10 gold, 7 silver and 7 bronze. It's another strong outing for Team Nigeria. Congratulations to all our athletes. And finally, the Super Falcons WAFCON title defense has taken an unexpected turn. Nigeria opened the tournament with a 3-2 defeat to Malawi before bouncing back with a 1-0 victory over Zambia, courtesy of an early goal by Asisat Oshoala. That leaves Nigeria second in Group C and needing substantial victory against Egypt to secure a place in the quarterfinals and keep hope alive of winning a record-extending 11th WAFCON title. That's all on BuzzFeed this week. Until next week, keep buzzing.
That's what's trending in the world of entertainment. Looks like there's a lot of celebration today on the news. I mean, we have Spider-Man grossing the highest in Nigeria so far. We have the Super Falcons almost get to the quarterfinals. My fingers are crossed for them. And of course, congratulations to Jarvis and Pella. But I also want to personally congratulate Sheba on being the first female head of house in the Big Brother house. Of course, I love Sheba. She's a good friend of mine, so we'll be rooting for you, girl. Anyway, back to the Medley Show. Today, we are talking the hustle generation. We want to ask the very, very important question. Are they exhausted? Or are they really making money? That's going to be our focus on today's edition of The Medley Show. But first, before you get to meet my amazing guests, let me bring you our first feature that will help you understand where our conversation will be going today. This feature is titled The Hustle Generation, Empowered or Exhausted. We'll be right back. The Medley
Show. Being a teenager meant worrying about homework, making friends, and deciding what to become in future. Today, for Gen Z teenagers, the future has already begun. There are video editors, thrift store owners, makeup artists, photographers, social media managers, fashion designers, content creators, crypto enthusiasts, and entrepreneurs, all before graduating from secondary school or university. But here's the question. Is hustle culture empowering this generation or quietly taking away from their youth? The answer isn't as simple as yes or no. For some, a side hustle is a necessity. They are paying school fees, supporting siblings, contributing to household expenses, or simply helping their parents make ends meet in a challenging economy. For others, it's about freedom. The freedom to pay their bills, buy what they need, and avoid depending on anyone for every expense. And then there are those driven by something less obvious: pressure. On social media, success is constantly on display. Every scroll reveals another teenager announcing a new business, a new car, or a new income stream. It becomes easy to feel that if you're not making money, you're somehow falling behind. An author once said, "Stay in your own lane. Comparison kills creativity and joy." Yet, comparison has become one of the biggest foes of today's hustle culture. Of course, not every hustle is the same. A young makeup artist is mastering a professional skill. A video editor is building a portfolio. A thrift business owner is learning branding, customer service, negotiation, and marketing. Lessons many people don't encounter until after university. As an entrepreneur famously said, business opportunities are like buses. There's always another one coming. These young people are proving that opportunity doesn't always wait for adulthood. But there is another side to the story. Not every hustle creates value. Some create risk. The rise of speculative trading, online betting, and high-risk investments has drawn many teenagers chasing quick wealth. For someone with little financial knowledge or savings, one bad decision can wipe out everything they've earned. A legendary investor offers a reminder that feels especially relevant. Risk comes from knowing what you're doing. It is a powerful lesson in an era where fast money often looks easier than patient growth. Perhaps the biggest question isn't whether teenagers should hustle. It's whether they should have to. A teenager paying their own school fees is developing resilience, responsibility, and independence. Those are admirable qualities. But it also raises uncomfortable questions about the economic realities that make such responsibilities necessary so early in life. The goal should never be to choose between education and survival. It should be creating opportunities where young people can pursue both. Because the best hustle doesn't replace learning, it complements it. And maybe that's the real story of Gen Z, the generation that is ambitious, creative, and remarkably resourceful. A generation that's building businesses earlier than ever before, but also a generation carrying responsibilities much earlier than many before them. Empowered, yet often exhausted. Driven, yet sometimes overwhelmed. Perhaps the challenge isn't teaching young people how to hustle. It's building a society where they don't have to carry the weight of adulthood before they've had the chance to simply be young.
Okay, I hope that feature did give you an insight into our conversation for today. We are looking at the hustle generation. So time to meet my amazing guest. First of all is, my immediate right is Mr. Osai Ilome. He is the president of Labour Business School affiliated to Veritas University and the convener of vocational festivals. Welcome to the Medley Show.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel today, sir?
Feel great to be here with you.
Okay, I'm excited to have you on the show today. Sitting right next to him is Obiwani Ogbebo. She is a clinical psychologist. Obiwani, welcome to the Medley Show.
Thank you so much.
How are you feeling today as well?
I'm good, thank
Okay.
you. And
Thank you for joining us. I'm great. Thank you for asking. And finally is Somtochi Chukudi Wealth. He is a fashion designer, also a Gen Z, And you recently graduated from university, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, and you started this business while you were in school.
Yes, ma'am.
Anyway, welcome to the Medley Show. We'll get into all that conversation. Please smile a little bit. I like happy faces on my show. Yeah, because we need to serve our guests something really beautiful. Anyway, welcome again to the Medley Show. Let's talk. Today we're talking the hustle generation. Why does it seem like every young person is striving to do something? Those who are not even doing anything or are not doing enough are suddenly comparing themselves to people who are always posting stuff on social media, making it look like they are lagging behind. So that's what I want to look at today. Are they exhausted or they are empowered? Are they really missing out on their childhood in pursuit for money, or they're doing what they should be doing? So I'll start with you, Mr. Osai. I want to talk economically now, from the economic perspective. Has hustle, we're using the word hustle, right? Has it become a personal choice, like what I just want to do, or is it a response to the realities young people are faced with today?
So I go with the latter, which is it's a response to what young people are. Yes, it is a response. Nobody wants to be defeated, right? I don't know if I've heard that song. And so seeing the challenges of the parents, of their elderly ones, has kind of made it a necessity for them to begin to look at alternative means of trying to get themselves prepared for the future. Not just for the future, but for the immediate. And so it is a function of the lack of adequate holistic opportunities that they see. Though if you look at statistics generally, the young generation seem to have some level of hope that things could be better. But you now need to also juxtapose that hope with the realities on ground. And so for like the last segment that we had, which was talking to the point that a young student is in school and he or she is striving to be able to pay school fees, So you have a situation like that, a scenario like that. It gives that person no option but to look for what to do to supplement whatever is coming. And so that is why, you kind of have a situation where it's now becoming contagious, all right?
Everyone is picking up the fever.
Yes, everyone is picking up the fever. Because right or wrong, you want to be able to, on one side, you want to meet up with your responsibilities, and on the other side, socially, all right, you want to also be able to blend.
Okay, you said it's a question of meeting up responsibilities or trying to help, but I have spoken to a lot of young people. You will hear some of them. Some said, oh, I was bored. Oh, I didn't know what to do with my time. Oh, everybody is doing it. I just want to do something. Someone even said to me, Daddy can take care of my needs, but I just want to do it. But you're saying it's because they want to help sort out their financial needs. Let me talk to Somto. Somto you're a Gen Z. You started your fashion business as early as 18 or 19 years old. 18, right? 18, as a student. Did you start it because you discovered your passion early? Or was it a question of you wanted to be able to meet your luxurious needs, or just to meet your basic needs, like he rightly pointed out?
Oh, okay. For me, fashion has always been something I've always loved, right from when I was small. So it was something, I grew up in a two-parent household. I was taken care of. So fashion for me was...
You were taken care of?
Yes.
You didn't need anything?
No, it was not for survival. It was just something, I'm fond of. I like doing it. I express myself well with fashion. So I ventured, and then there was room for more cash. So why not take the opportunity? So it was just something I needed for extra cash, not for necessity.
Obiwani, so there are two different perspectives now that we've established. But when we played the first feature, we're speaking to whether they were being empowered or exhausted. I'll give you an example. When I was growing up, there were young people, they've always been young people who are working, but there was room for a child to actually enjoy childhood. But now, I spoke to a boy yesterday who said he started to hustle at 12 years old. He doesn't need the money, or he started business at 12 years old. So psychologically, what happens when productivity starts early?
Okay, when productivity starts early, it's actually a good thing.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
it could teach children responsibility. It could teach children or and young teenagers, having good work ethics on time. But it's when it's based on survival, like our other guest said, is when it's based on survival. That's where there's a problem, because now there's a pressure behind it. You must get what you need to survive.
Okay.
Yes, if that responsibility, if that job is based on passion, it's just based on, okay, I just want to do something, to be able to have an extra money,
Like he said.
an extra income, like he said, then it's good. But when it's based on survival, then when it becomes a problem, because of the pressure behind it, because of the sense of lack, that comes with it. And that's why psychologically it could be, it could affect the person negatively from different psychological issues like depression, social anxiety, and every other thing. So when there's a pressure, that's where the problem is.
But for me, whether, this is what I think, whether it's for survival or it's just for pleasure, there is always pressure.
Yeah.
There's always pressure. So you said it's a good thing, that's fine, but will there be early exhaustion if you start early to do what your father started doing when he had you?
Okay, now your father is working now because he needs to provide for his family.
Right.
If he
So
doesn't
that's
do
survival.
that job, that's survival. But you're working because you just have a passion that you want to, do one or two things, or you just want to be busy. So the thing is that your brain, the interpretation is what matters. Because your brain, for one person, the brain is interpreting is that if you don't get this thing, you go hungry. So it's a do or die affair. But the other brain is, no pressure. And now the thing is, the one with the brain, the one that is interpreting as a do or die affair is under pressure, and the brain, the hormones, the body is releasing a hormone called cortisol. That is when you're under stress. And because the person is under stress every other time, then that's when exhaustion happens. Exhaustion doesn't happen because you're working. Exhaustion happens because as you're working, your body is under stress and circulating cortisol every now and then.
Okay.
That is when physiologically you become stressed out. You now burnt out. But the other one is interpreting it as, I'm comfortable whether I do it or not. I'm catered for.
Okay.
So that's the
difference.
Yes.
All right, I'll agree with you. Mr. Osai, let me speak with you, yeah? So growing up, or previous generations before Gen Z, it's usually a question of walking toward a certain career. We had parents, that still happens, but it's not common. We had parents who wanted their children, don't want to be much doctor, lawyer, pharmacist, all of that. Everyone is working towards one stable career. But now, this generation seems like they're just building towards portfolios instead of professions. Why do you think that so?
Yeah, so that is the disadvantage of the hustle generation, so to speak. Because in the midst of this craziness, to whether socially or competitively, you get lost in terms of what is your focus, what is your vision,
right?
In life, and that is what is, the problem that we are having. If not, really. People building businesses at a younger age is commendable and it's advisable.
Right.
Because if you look across other parts of the world, most of the technological products that we use today were built by young people.
Yeah.
For example, Facebook was built while it was in school. Mark Zuckerberg built it while it was in school. And I give you a story. There was a point that some investors came and they wanted to buy off Facebook from Mark Zuckerberg. But because he wasn't building Facebook out of survival mentality. All right? It was
a flex for him at the time.
It was not really a flex, but it was a vision.
Right.
All right? It started as a flex, but he later discovered that this is something that can have greater impact in the world. And he took it serious. And even when they gave him so much money, they quoted so much money, he declined because the focus that they wanted, the investor wanted to take the business towards to, was not the focus that he wanted. And it declined. And so that is the difference here with the survivor generation. You do everything out of maybe social pressure or peer pressure,
Right.
or you are doing it out of survival. So if we can have a way of channeling that energy, all right, it's a very wonderful energy. And that is why we tell people all over the world that Nigerians are very, very resourceful. All right. So, but if we can have a way to begin to channel that energy for people to begin to have more vision around their passion, around their survival instinct, I think it can begin to create better value for everyone.
It just feels like the survival now, you know, when you say survival, it's like, oh, let me hustle to have food to put on my table or something, you know, or help my family. Like someone spoke to me, she said she's the first child. So sometimes she feels the need, she doesn't need to do it, but she feels the need to do it to support her parents sometimes.
Yes.
And that's commendable. But some other people, this pressure they are feeling is to be able to meet up to a certain status that they have seen. But we're going to get into it. Let me speak to Somto. Somto, someone once told me, like a young person, I think a few days, she said, if she's not doing anything or she's not busy or doing something, she feels like she's missing out on something or where she should be. I mean, this is someone who doesn't need to be under that sort of pressure, or that's how she feels. But I want to ask if it's the same thing for you. Do you feel guilty when you're resting because you feel like you should be working?
Yeah, that was one of the things that pushed me into learning fashion. It was around when we went for the 8 months ASU strike. So I thought to myself, I like fashion, I like dressing up, so why not learn something instead of doom scrolling on the internet, watching lots of videos like we have now. So I don't feel it's like a, how do I put it now? Like a pressure, but I mean, when you do something you like, there's this energy that comes and this satisfaction you get. So I just feel young people now should do things other than just sitting idle in their homes.
Okay. We're going to quickly go on a quick break, but before we go, I just want Obi-Wan to speak to something. I did ask him if he feels guilty when he's resting and he should be working, because I've heard a lot of young people say it, if they're not doing something, because they need to meet up to something in their head. There is, without it being a question of survival, there's a pressure that they put on themselves. So
Social pressure.
Social pressure. So do you think we're raising a generation that all they think about is how to achieve? They're not necessarily considerate of their health or resting.
Well, yes, I will say, because one thing, because of social media, you know, when we didn't have social media, I could be in my house and achieving whatever I'm achieving, and nobody else notices or knows. But then the thing with social media now is that everyone knows what the other person is achieving, and sometimes even, you know, it's been exaggerated. So young people now feel that, oh, they should be doing something. They should have, like the advert that just played, a young couple that got married, and somebody somewhere, a young person somewhere is feeling the pressure that, oh, see, my mates had
that's 21 and 25.
very exorbitant wedding, and what is it I'm doing? So that social media creates a false pressure behind that, you know, the feeling that the person is lacking behind. And that's why it seems that, okay, the young people do not want to rest anymore. Young people are under pressure to, you know, to keep achieving things. So yes, we are beginning to train generation that sees exhaustion as an achievement, which shouldn't be that.
It shouldn't be, right?
Yes.
Anyway, so we're going to take a quick break now. I spoke to some young people, like I mentioned earlier, and who are doing several businesses, and they shared with me why they're doing it and excitedly their first sale. I'll bring you that video, and right after that, our conversation will continue. Stay with us.
Hi, my name is Ketni Ayuba. I'm a private chef and a hairstylist and a Gen Z baddie.
Hi, my name is Tamunosiki Rachel Wakama. I'm a serial entrepreneur and also a Gen Z baby girl, and I love to make money.
Hi, my name is Glory Michael SEO. I'm into small chops, finger food, everything bakery, and I am a Gen Z.
Hi, my name is Oluwapelumi Abiodun, and I am a content creator, a mobile videographer, and a photographer, and I'm also a Gen Z.
My name is Odeni Bosole Dochuku, and I am a Gen Z. I'm a personal shopper, which means I aid people who do online shopping.
Hi, my name is Emmanuel Adele, and I'm into the tint business for car windows and also into the business of selling sweets and commodities, and I'm a Gen Z.
I started my business in school, my 300 level in 2020. And what led to me starting my business was actually the fun of it.
I would say that I actually started this business out of boredom. I was bored.
Enemy is in the very best state, and the reason I started this is because as the days go by, things are not getting easier.
I started making money from my secondary school because I just love having money at hand. I just like buying things basically. So that was one zeal that made me to make money.
Business has always been something that has been in the family. My mother is very business oriented. She has so literally anything that you can think of.
Ever since I was like 12, 13 years old, currently I'm 19, I was always fascinated by businesses and how they also worked, and
So I did buying and selling sweets. I will sell cheese balls. I will sell anything I am selling. I'm a seller at heart.
Then I used to do all these kind of small jobs, under 20,000 naira per month jobs. Then when I got out of secondary school, so like I was in the university and I needed something.
My first sales was incredible. I revamped her wig and I gave her the bill of 2,000 naira, and she was like, 2,000 naira is so cheap. And I was like, in my mind, I could charge this bill 5K.
Someone asked, do I do hair? I was like, yeah, so I do. She was like, okay, and she was my friend. She now asked me how much. I said 7,000. She now said, okay. She now came. I did something that was not spiritual, but we thank God for growth.
I remember I was paid 20K for that job. And looking back at the videos I did then, which they actually liked, I would say that there've been a lot of improvement.
And everything that I took to sell that day, it was literally less than 3K. That was the first sale. Like I remember that money was 2,700 or something naira.
When a friend of mine reached out to me to ask if I could help her shop on Temu, and I jokingly said that she'll pay you. She eventually paid me like 3,000 naira, and I thought about it and I was like, I would actually make something like this work.
I was speaking to one of my friends actually, and she saw like a sweet in my bag. Actually, I'm selling it if you want to buy, and I sold it for her for 1,000.
I used it to go and pay for food, juice. I sat down, I was eating it, enjoying my money, downloading everything. I was like, now so when they make money.
I used it to save money to buy hair.
I gave my first sale money to my dad.
I remember, but I know I'm an impulsive buyer, so I could have bought something impulsively.
The first 1,000 I made, I actually saved it. I still have it like with me. It's in my room. I didn't spend it.
My first money, I used it to buy data.
We want to hustle because there's this thing also, knowing that I have my business, I'm making my money. Whenever I want to acquire something, I don't need to wait for daddy or boyfriend or whoever.
They give you a particular amount of money. It's usually not enough. So at that point, there's some kind of brokenness that just makes you creative. And most times I feel like it's that brokenness that have prompted a lot of Nigerian youths to want to do something.
Young people my age are more eager to make money now because of things like, number one, social media pressure and influence. Lots of young people my age see people online flaunting young cars, like flaunting flashy cars at the ages of like 22, 23, and you're like, wow, like I want this.
It is just the times that have changed, the things that have evolved, the things that we have currently adapted as a people. And so it is just, I don't know, it just makes sense that you start early. And so that at least when you're 40, you'll be able to say, okay, I can retire and I will not have, yes, that's my plan actually.
I don't need to wait and ask or wait and my dad will say he'll get back to me, or my mom will say, is it really necessary? I can provide it for myself. So if you don't give me the money, I have the money.
I lost my sight and fell behind. In my mind I had it figured out. You sought me out, gave me your song. Now I found a friend in you. I was in the dark, you gave me your light, and you stayed right there, right next to me. I would give my all, everything I have, just to have you here, right next to me, next to me. I found myself because of you. I knew I found a place of rest. You showed me off, made me a star. Now all I have is you. I was in the dark, you gave me your light, and you stayed right there, right next to me. I would give my all, everything I have, just to have you here, right next to me, 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 next to me. I was in the dark, you gave me your light, and you stayed right there, right next to me, next to me.
It's still the Medley Show. I hope you've been having so much fun so far. We still have more in stock for you. Of course, I still have Osai, I have Obi-Wan, and I have Somtochi still in the studio. And we are still talking the hustle generation. So you heard all those perspectives. I don't know if I should be worried or excited because I know that, I mean, like you rightly said, it's a good thing to start early.
Yes.
But we also need to, I feel like we also need to know where to draw the line. Because, Mr. Osai, now it feels like we're celebrating people who only sleep 4 hours and juggle 5 things, 5 jobs, and they never switch it up. Has the society accidentally somehow turned burnout into a badge of honor?
Well, yes, I should say that because, again, it's a necessity. Now, let's contextualize.
It's a necessity?
Yes,
Wow.
Let's contextualize this.
Okay.
Every year, you have between 600,000 to 1.2 million graduates, all right, coming into the labor market. Where are the jobs? So, these persons can see there is no job anywhere. Like one of them responded, he said, you have to start early.
So that you retire at 40?
At 40.
Like, I don't get it. I don't understand.
Do you understand? Now, that is their thinking. We have a new generation that is coming to the labor market with a different perspective. These are people that want to get what they need at the time they need it.
Right.
Like one of them also said, he said, I don't want to wait for daddy to tell me I'll get back to you, or mommy to tell me, is that necessary? So this is the kind of thinking that they have. So what I think that we should begin to worry ourselves about is how much of information about their health, mental health,
are they aware
of? You know, and can I also shock you that statistics show that majority of them are also very mentally
Stable.
aware of their health status and the importance of taking care of their health.
Are they?
Yes.
Because she mentioned something before we went on the break. There is now a lot of pressure to meet up. Let me speak to you, Somto. These are your peers, and you started at 18. Even though you've said that for you it's just passion, it's not pressure, yeah? But has there ever been a moment in the heat of trying to meet up others, do this, answer to several other needs? Sorry, viewers, please do remember that you can send us your messages, questions, messages to the number on the screen, and of course we'll get to read them on the show. So have you ever been under that kind of pressure where you're asking yourself, is this still passion, or am I just trying to keep up?
Okay, let me peel off back what he said about trying to meet up. Okay, there was a time I had I'm currently working. I work for somebody and I'm an entrepreneur. I do a lot of things.
Sure, yes, see what we're talking about.
So I do a lot of things. I started breeding dogs when I was in 200 level. I have an American Eskimo that I cross and breed. I do that pairing, tailoring, and then I work for somebody, a facility management company. So there was a time where I got a deal, and then for that period of 1 month, I was barely sleeping for 3 hours because I close from work by 4, and then I get back home, do a lot of things, and then I start sewing. I sleep by 2, then I'm up by 5. So it was a whole lot for me, even though I just needed extra cash because, there's a lot of things to do with money. You need to go out.
Like what? You need
and
to go out?
Being out is expensive. We're in Abuja. Going outside is expensive.
So it's about going out?
Yeah, having fun.
Wow.
So it's not necessarily for like paying bills or anything, no, but I feel those things are like more expensive than the actual bill itself. I don't know. But then, so it was just something I needed to do, have more money, and then my mental health was shaky, but I would survive.
Obi-Wan, help me here. You heard him. So can someone be I think someone can be highly productive and at the same time be deeply unhappy?
Yes. And let me use this opportunity to really psychoeducate the Gen Zs because most times the effect of these things do not show up now.
Yeah.
It shows up later. And the funny thing is the brain keeps developing till you're about 20-something years, especially the part we call the prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for emotional regulation, which is responsible for planning and executive functioning, And this part of the brain keeps developing. It's still in your 20s, middle of your 20s or thereabout. And for your brain to develop, you need adequate sleep. You need play as a child. You need to play. Yes, when children play. And that's why at times we have, children with different psychological issues. That outside play, they allow children go and run around and play. It's good for their psychological development.
Let me be clear, by children, you don't only mean toddlers, right?
No, children,
teenagers,
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, young teenagers, they need to play, they need to go ride bicycle. This is where this is where their brain develop through peer interaction, through play, through sleep. And when they deny themselves this, then they grow into adults that face a lot of psychological issues, social anxiety, adults that cannot regulate their emotion. This, when you see adults that with emotional outbursts, they start from when they were young.
And they don't even know it.
They don't know that this is an issue. They feel that yes, and especially Nigerians, they say yes, Nigerians, we are angry people. It's not the anger, it's you unable to regulate your emotion. Anger is a natural physiological response, but how do you respond to the anger? That's where the problem is.
Right.
But we don't recognize this, and even at older age, lack of sleep also affects. Like he said he was sleeping barely for 3-4 hours, and as an adult, you need at least 6 to 7 hours sleep. In a day, for your brain to be able to consolidate your memory. The part of the brain, the hippocampus, you need deep sleep, not just any sleep. Good sleep for your memory to, for your brain to consolidate memory. And if you don't sleep regularly, that's when you see young adults that are always forgetful. They think it's normal. It's not normal. It's your brain not being able to do what it's supposed to do. So yes, I'm using this as an opportunity to really tell them the impact of these things. Even research has shown Alzheimer's, early onset of Alzheimer's is also linked to lack of enough healthy sleep.
You know, a lot of young people are very dependent on the internet for their information. I remember there was this meme that was trending one time where I think it was someone that did a collage of several videos where this person is saying you can't be sleeping well. Another person says you need to sleep for 6 hours, and then the question just became, are we sleeping or we are not? Because now it feels like a lot of young people have prioritized making money, and social media, I believe, has a lot to do with this, like you rightly pointed out. But Mr. Osai, does the economy really benefits with young people constantly hustling, or are they just you know on a grind to nowhere without a safety net?
Yeah, so actually hustling is part of, like he said, part of productivity. All right, it's part of production, so it's supposed to contribute to our gross domestic product as a people, as a country. But if you recall the not too long Times magazine, if I'm right, Times magazine publication that talked about Nigeria have so many businesses but no business. All right. Now the implication of that is that the long-term, medium to long-term impact in the economy of these activities is short-lived.
Right.
So it becomes not possible to capture them effectively, you know, into the gross domestic product. And that is the more reason why we need to have a way of harvesting, you know, controlling, regulating, supporting these vibes, this energy of this young generation.
You started picking up their lingo. You said vibes.
You know, we are creative beings.
Yeah.
All right? And that is why you see some of them, they are agitated. They want to do something because we are creative beings. That is the way we are wired as a human being. And so if you are not creating, you are not meeting part of your functions as a human being. So we should encourage them to hustle.
Okay.
But we need to
to
channel.
know where to draw the line.
Yes, we need to first of all channel the hustle and also provide them adequate counseling, adequate information that will help them to be able to be more aware of their mental health and where to draw the line.
Okay, so let me quickly ask you this. What's something, I want to take a few messages, but let me quickly speak to you. What's something that your hustle has given you that you're incredibly proud of, but has also quietly taken away something from you?
Okay, not to toot my own or anything, but then there's no day I go out and then I don't get compliments about my look. Just this morning when I went to work, my boss, I came late, but then the first thing he said to me, you look nice.
Okay.
And then I was shocked that, okay, I'm coming late. But then it took a lot of things. I mean, my time is, I only have, the weekends are not really for me. I have limited time for myself because I have to meet up a deadline or the other. So that's like the only thing it took out from me, my timing, which is a lot right now. So,
and that time is not important to you at this age. You're 22.
I mean, I would switch my time for money anytime.
Wow. And you will not have time to spend the same money. I mean, we're not saying that what you guys are doing is not good. We're just, you know, trying to know where to draw the line, which is why we're picking your mind. We're also, Obi-Wan is also helping you guys see where you should be. You should draw the line, and he's also educating y'all in the economically. How it will also benefit you and where to also draw the line, like I said earlier. Anyway, let's take a few messages, then we'll take your final words. My director has already said my time is fast spent. So our first message is from James. James said, I am a Gen Z and I'll pick making money any day, anytime. Mona no dull me. Right. Right. James, we're not trying to dull you. We're just, you know, trying to help you understand where to draw the line. Next message said, how much of, I think there's a question. It says, how much of your motivation comes from your own dreams and how much comes from watching everyone else appear to be succeeding online?
Now, that is the biggest problem that this generation is having, all right? Like everyone has pointed out, the social media pressure, all right, is increasing and is corrupting people, is endangering lives, and is really, really messing with so many persons. And so, the truth of the matter is that you must learn to know yourself first and foremost, and refuse the pressure of, the trending looks or the trending items, the trending designs or trending vehicles, whatever. You must be able to have an accountable personality of who you are and determine. Social media is good. I am not preaching against social media. Social media is good because it is you that will control how social media impacts your life.
Your life, exactly.
All right? So if you decide to choose social media to learn, all right, then you can profit from social media. But if you decide to use social media just for the fun of it, just to watch people, watch the latest trend, the latest movies,
you may just be losing out.
You may be losing out.
All right, so we're rounding up now, but I'll just take your final words by asking you a question that just came in, and you help me in answering that in like 30 seconds, as fast as you can. So the question is, how do you recognize the difference between healthy ambition? This question is from, sorry, I'm trying to pronounce the name. Don't be angry. But it starts from M. Let me just shorten it and say your name is Mena, but it's longer than that. So the question is, how do you recognize the difference between healthy ambition and emotional exhaustion? I'm thinking that question should be for you. If you can do that in 30 seconds.
Okay. Healthy ambition is, the ambition that sprouts out of, your passion. And how do you achieve this passion with what you have at hand and not probably, what you don't have? That's the summary, so I don't take time. Then emotional exhaustion. Okay, emotional exhaustion. Of course, emotional exhaustion happens when you, like I said earlier, that you're under pressure and your body keeps secreting cortisol, and you get to a point that, you're not able to manage anymore. There's something they call emotional numbness. You don't even know what you feel. There's a vacuum, and you don't even know how to feel it. You don't know. It's just an emotional numbness. And this is to say that, yes, you can choose money over time. That's my last words. But unfortunately, your mental well-being, your body doesn't share the same sentiments. And when it has come to the level of exhaustion, it has gotten there, and there's nothing else you can do.
Thank you so much, Mr. Osai. Thanks so much, everyone there. Thanks so much, Subdoju. I'm so sorry that the time was quite short, but we have to go. My director is not allowing me to hear anything else. And to you, my amazing audience, thank you so much for joining us today. So today wasn't really about side hustles. We're not trying to criticize anything. We know it's about a generation trying to find out if they have a place in the world, but less of the pressure. Just relax and go with the flow, and I promise you, you will have an amazing life. And with that, we've come to the end of today's edition of the Medley Show. I will be handing you over to the amazing Mecca again as we say our goodbyes, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.
Not a shirt on my back, not a penny to my name. Lord, I can't go back home these old ways. this whole way, this whole way, this whole way, this whole way. Lord, I can't go back home this whole way. So if you miss the train